reason why I wanted to go into a bulk, girls, is because literally I feel like when I did my cut, I lost all of my ass. I never thought starting my cut in the beginning of 2024 that I would end that year on a bulk, really pushing myself in the gym and putting on muscle. Hello babes. So believe it or not, I had actually filmed this video already and had it all put together, and I accidentally deleted it. How do you do that? I know, but it's not the first time it happens. So I wanted to talk to you guys about my bulking experience. If you don't know what a bulk is just when you eat in a calorie surplus. Different for everybody. The way I did my bulking is I maintenanced about 4 months before I dove into the bulk. It was bulking 3.5 months. Full-time October, November, and December. And honestly, girls, it was really perfect and worth it for me to do that timing, just because it was the holidays, family, good eats. So I didn't have to feel guilty about enjoying certain things. And I'm not saying you should if you're on a cut or a maintenancing, but I had come so far, losing to 30 pounds, doing my first cut in February of 2024. And so for me, there was a lot of unknown going into the bulk. There was a lot of things and challenges that came with it. And I kind of want to tell you guys my story about it. So let's go ahead and dive in. The reason why I wanted to go into a bulk, girls, is because literally I feel like when I did my cut, I lost all of my ass. Like, I lost all of the places that I enjoyed being fuller, and that just happens with weight loss. You can't spot or target fat or weight loss as much as it's out there that they say you can. When I was doing my body recomp, that just happened. I ended up losing in places that I wish wouldn't have lost it. And so that's why I was like, you know what, like, I can't wait to grow my butt back. I can't wait to put on some real muscle and strength. So that's why I chose to do the bulk. So what I did was, in the beginning of my gym journey, I call it a gym journey now, because the last time I sat and actually talked, I was talking to you girls more about self-love and just kind of like finding myself and going through the motions. So, and then before that, it was like how to start a cut, where to lose 25 pounds in 5 months, rewind. You can go and watch my first videos. So the reason why I wanted to make a bulk experience to you guys about it before I dive into it is mostly because I felt like my cut, even though it was successful, I felt like the mindset going into it, I learned so much from it. And it just got to the point in my cut, now that I look back, that maybe some of the habits were unhealthy, as far as like mentally unhealthy and borderline food disorder almost, as far as like a healthy balance. And what else could I expect? That was like my first big thing in transformation and self-improvement journey that I have went on, and it was to lose 30 pounds. And it was so crazy because yes, the cut worked and I lost the weight and it ultimately worked. This time around, I was going to learn so much from it. So honestly, my bulking experience was the best experience I had of 2024. Really pushed me to new challenges, pushed me to challenge myself, pushed me to new limits, to new heights, strengths that I didn't even know I had. And so when you hear that saying, you're a lot stronger than you think you are, it is absolutely true. You are always so much stronger than you think you are, and doing the bulk really proved it. So honestly, if you're thinking about doing a bulk, I say go for it. Before I started my bulk, I actually did a lot of research. I took a lot of time to ask the questions I wanted to know, to find out what it is exactly, how I could do a clean bulk. I say to add your calories, 50 calories a week. So the first week of your bulk, just focus on adding 50 calories a day to whatever you're already maintaining at. And for me, I kind of skipped that. I kind of just dove right into the extra 100 calories. And so I was having an intake around 2,100 calories for, I want to say, a week and a half. And at first it was a little hard because I wasn't gonna just do a dirty bulk, you guys. I knew I wanted to do a clean bulk, as clean as I could. And that wasn't meaning like, oh, I'm gonna have a Snickers for my extra 200 calories today. It was like, where can I find and fit in more protein that I'm already doing? Started adding 100 calories, and like I said, it took a little second not to just get comfortable with it, because honestly, I would be full. And honestly, if you know about high protein intake, It literally is great for your muscle growth, yes, but it keeps you full longer. And that's really cool if you are, whatever part you're in your self-improvement journey, you're always gonna see high protein intake. You know, girls, if you know that when you're eating high protein, you be full. So I was used to averaging around 125 to 135 grams of protein during my maintenance, but for my bulk, I was aiming for 180 grams of protein. And if you aren't sure if you're getting your protein in the right way, I track everything, and I have since my cut, and I had to learn how to be like a healthy balance with my tracking app and not like toxica and eating disorder levels. So just that's kind of like a little, put that out there, a little trigger warning, because it does happen, it can happen. Just if it happens, reel yourself back in, learn from it. So like if you know, if you've been through it, crazy. If you haven't, that's good. Track, so I knew what I was normally taking in for protein, so that's how I would track it. It gives you a breakdown. I use the MyNet Diary app, and it's free. It's just like my Fitness Pal. Literally, it's so awesome. Let me get back on track. So I was aiming for 180 grams of protein on this bulk, and so by the second week for the first month, I was able to get down 2,200 calories, and that was just my normal for my bulk. And I am 5'1". I put on weight, I think, fast. So it didn't take me long to start feeling a little bloated, feeling a little fuller. But I didn't really see anything wrong with it, because good things came with the extra fuel and calories I was providing my body with. I had better sleep, I had better energy. I noticed the difference in my energy levels in the gym and what I could lift. And honestly, I was scared at first to push myself to lift heavier once I started my bulk, just because I was so used to lifting what I was already doing during my maintenance that wasn't really into my training area yet, just because during my maintenance I was just kind of like working out and making sure and keeping my figure. And so when I went into the bulk, I had all these extra calories, and so I was like, you know what, like your girl is going to start being in her for real weightlifting training era. And basically that's really pushing yourself, focusing on progressive overload. And that's what I meant by bringing new challenges, reaching new heights, because I never thought starting my cut in the beginning of 2024 that I would end that year on a bulk, really pushing myself in the gym and putting on muscle. Like a range of how it was literally like the cut, the maintenance happened. And I remember I could only bicep curl like 30 pounds. By the end of my bulk, I was curling 70 pounds. Like when they tell you food is fuel, it really is. And so that's why you just eat for your goals. And if you don't have goals, that's okay too. But if you do have goals, and that's kind of why I wanted to change my niche around to self-improvement on my YouTube channel, because we are going to be talking about mind, body, and spirit on here. Yes, all girly things, yes, but at the same time, it's just like I'm not in my weight loss journey anymore. I am not fixated on the number of the scale. I'm not fixated on how small I could get. Was there a point in my journey that I felt that way? Yes, it's normal, of course. It takes a lot of vulnerability to, I feel like, admit those insecurities about ourselves. You know, if you've been working on yourself, that your goals will change. Things that you want need to realign with new things you're going after. I know why. I just kind of wanted to throw out there that I went from literally curling 30 pounds to 70 pounds, and that was all to the bulk. So I want to say I started feeling real strength after entering my second month into my bulk. And so I was aiming for 180 grams of protein. And if you don't know, if you're on a body recomp, which was really what I was focusing on, I knew that my body was going to fill out like it should if I was doing what I needed to do, which is, yes, go to the gym, but honestly, the hard part is your nutrition. You're going to hear the 80-20, and honestly, 80% of it is nutrition and what you're putting in your body. 20% is really just moving your body and challenging yourself. So if you were thinking like, what does that look like? I'm eating to my goals. It really is just like finding that balance, even though it's not 50-50. The hard part is in the kitchen. Like, it really is just self-control, self-discipline comes in the kitchen. And when you learn in the kitchen, it's just a lot. Like going to the gym is the easy part, honestly. If you weigh 150, eat 150 grams of protein. If you weigh 165, eat 165 grams of protein, etc. And so going into my bulk, I was 150. That's where my sweet maintenance and all-time low was actually. And so that's kind of why I was so nervous to go on a bulk, because I had worked so hard to get the 30 pounds off that, yeah, I was nervous for I didn't know what changes were gonna happen to my body, but only good things came from my bulk. And now that I'm on my cut, I honestly miss the bulk so much and I want to go back to it, but I feel like doing it at the end of the year was perfect for me, and that's why I'm going to do it again. I was looking to put on weight and muscle mass, and the way that I knew I was successfully doing that was I actually got a scale that connects to your phone and it breaks down everything that's going inside your body, so your bone mass, your fat tissue, etc. So that was a good way for me to measure my progress, because honestly I don't really feel like I took very many progress pictures in my bulk as much as I did during my cut, because I was literally obsessed with seeing a difference in the beginning, and I feel like we all go through that. And I just wanted to really trust the process and go through the motions and not be so obsessed with how my physique was looking and etc. And I was more basing my progress on my performance in the gym and how I felt. So if you guys kind of want to see some before and after pictures as far as like a cut, my maintenance, really just my big before and afters of like what it looks like and where I'm at now, you can go ahead and look at these right here. When I was bulking, I really did not focus on my cardio as much. And to go back, the one thing I would change is just keeping up with my cardio, just because when I entered my cut, I wasn't used to prioritizing cardio so much. So like 10,000 steps just felt like it was just so much already again, when I was just so used to doing that it was just nothing. It used to be nothing. And because I basically completely cut it out, I would skip my cardio after my lift and I would just only be going to the gym to lift. Really, I would be doing no core, no cardio, because I really wanted to get my butt back. And so I was like, you know what, like I'm done with steps, thinking about the possibility of hybrid training. I am not a runner. I've never been a runner. As far as I could remember, babes, I hate running. And so I was like, I want to challenge myself and see how far I can go and really keep track. And so what I did was jog and keep that pace. So I wasn't sprinting or anything. And I wanted to see how far I could go, how long I could go before I just got totally gassed through time and speed and things like that. And when I first started, I would be like gassed after 2 minutes. And then I could go to 4 minutes, and then I could really push myself all the way to going 6 minutes straight jogging. And for me, once I passed 8 minutes, I was like, I know I can do this. So it was incredibly rewarding, especially because I feel like as much as I thought the bulk was going to be so hard, it was honestly the easiest part of my gym journey thus far, and it was super fun. And so that's why I was like, you know what, I want to challenge myself and consider hybrid training. And the way I could introduce myself is really getting used to cardio and trying and learning to enjoy, to love it, and it not just feel like a chore. Introducing myself back to cardio, I started to really find that I loved jogging, and I feel like, you know what, I could really take on hybrid training in 2025 when I'm maintenancing. So I'm super excited to start doing that, you guys. I ran a whole mile, running, jogging the mile in 12 minutes. For me, that's super impressive, because like I said before, it took me like, I don't know, 18 minutes, 16 minutes for an extra, maybe throw in an extra couple other challenges to really just keep you where you want to be as far as new heights and things like that. I highly recommend it. To start reading when I was on the treadmill, you know, 20-30 pages in when I was walking, because after I would just feel so enlightened or are doing so many other things. So really taking the time to do little things like that when you're getting your steps in is super, super cool. I had gained a total of 7 pounds in 3 months, and that was pretty impressive to me. I was so happy with the muscle mass that I put on, and I literally feel like I needed it because I didn't lift what I wanted to unless I started a bulk. And so sometimes you really have to push yourself and go outside of your comfort zone to really see real growth and real changes, and that's what I did. Thinking about it, babes, do it. This is just my journey. This was my experience I kind of wanted to tell you guys about. I'm thinking about making a cut experience second time around after the spring, because that's when I plan on going into maintenance after the spring. And so if you guys are interested in something like that, something similar, go ahead and like this video, comment down below. I also wanted to put out there, ladies, super, super important to, of course, drink your water, eat your protein, everything like that. Steps are great, but what about your mental? Make sure that you're checking in with yourself. And I noticed that during my bulk, I was journaling a lot more than I was throughout the rest of 2024, and changes that were happening on the outside, I had quite a bit happening to me on the inside up here. And so I just want to put that and make sure that you're prioritizing your well-being first throughout anything. And just like a little, I'm not a personal trainer, I'm not certified, I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert, I'm not a bodybuilder. This is just honestly what worked for me, my experience, and that's why I opened up my heart to YouTube, because I really wanted somebody out there to find my videos, even if it was one person, and just know that they can relate and that there's someone out there. So if you guys have any questions about a bulk or anything that I missed, just go ahead and comment that down below. Also, I was like, hold on, let me tell you guys, I have a couple announcements. So I am in the works of making a full week of workouts for you babes, and just kind of like what that looks like for me, because I have been changing my split up. Not a lot, but definitely the last time since we got together and talked. So I will be making a video on that, so stay tuned. I plan on uploading next weekend, and I also am going to be throwing in a couple exciting announcements on that video, so I am super, super excited to tell you guys. But I love you so much. Thank you for all your support. Please add my Instagram, I made a Threads, my TikTok, and add me on there so we can stay connected. I'm always posting recipes on my TikTok. I am active on my Instagram all the time. So I really want to stay connected with you girls. But thank you so, so much for giving me your time. Love you so, so much, and I will see you next time. Mwah. Bye.